Toastmasters and guests. Recently, I had an experience at a restaurant called The Melting Pot. Has everyone ever been to The Melting Pot before? Steve, all right. It was my first time at this restaurant, and from watching the videos online, there were people putting food into this pot. I said, well, how do they eat putting the food into the pot? So I couldn't wait for this experience. So when I went to the restaurant, first we started off with little cheeses for our, I guess you could say, our appetizers, and it was pretty good. And then it came time for the main meal, and our waiter, he told us how the process works. So you select your, I guess you could say, your broth that your food will go in, and the broth goes into the pot and it warms up, and you get to select the meat. So they had chicken, steak, fish, vegetarian meals if you were vegetarian. And I still didn't understand it. Say, well, how does this work? This doesn't make sense to me. You just put raw meat into water and it boils and you eat it? And I just really didn't understand it. But as he brought the food out, it kind of made sense to me. So I had chicken, fish, and steak. And you put it into the pot, and you let it sit there for a while. And it's like a melting pot. In the pot, it gets the food hot, and the broth the food sucks in the broth, and then you eat it. And so with my 3 ingredients, it kind of represents what we have here in the group. So you may be thinking, well, how does the food represent what we have here in the group? Well, my pathway this week, it was to effectively get my communication style, and to also put together what what your Toastmaster group believes in. So when I think of this group here, what I love about it is the diversity that we have here. So for my 3 ingredients in the group, we have people who were born in America, we have people who weren't born in America, and then we have people who are veterans who defend everyone, people outside of America and people within, or who were born right here in America. So our first ingredient would be the people in the group who are born in America. And I think to myself, well, why do you join a group like Toastmasters? You know, English is your first language, you're naturally here, you speak English every day, go to 12 years of high school, some college. And the reason I joined is to develop my communication style. My icebreaker speech here was about how I've been speaking for 9 years, but never had anything as formal as a Toastmasters group. And I learned so much here from other people, distinguished Toastmasters, from people who are new as well. I learned what a pocket speech was, things that I didn't know. Then my second speech was know-it-all, because I thought I knew everything. So it made me think about the other people who were born here as well, and who may just want to effectively communicate to possibly give their children, if you have children in the group, a chance to live the life or have a better life than that they had growing up. Then I thought about our individuals who are not from America. So is there anyone here who wasn't born in America? All right, exactly. So when I thought about the melting pot, it kind of, people who are not born in America in the group kind of represent the spice, a little bit of style, a little bit of flavor. They add the flavor to the pot, because we have so many different people here who come here for many different reasons. It may be they want to have opportunities that they didn't have in their home country, may come for the education, whatever the reason. But what you also bring to America is your belief systems, political views, culture, and it kind of adds a spice to the overall melting pot that we call America. And that's what's so great about this group here. It's kind of a microcosm of the entire country. We have people all different ages, races, from all different parts of the world, and we all come together to effectively communicate with one another. And in this group here, I've learned so much about different cultures. I've learned about different beliefs, different foods, different styles of dance, music, everything that makes not only this group, but our country great. So while I'm sitting there at the table, at the melting pot, it came time to add the ingredient that was a little bit controversial. It had a little bit of, I didn't know how I would like this ingredient because I thought I was allergic to it. And it was shrimp. But the shrimp was kind of like, for me, it was the base of the entire meal. And when I think about the base, I think about the veteran. So we have veterans in this group. And I think I'm the only Army veteran in here today. But so I have to be nice, especially since we have a Marine evaluating me today. He's here with this prestigious award for his evaluation skills, right? But when I think about this group, I think about, well, what attracted me to this group, first of all, is the veterans that we have here and the knowledge that everyone shares, what the veterans share in the room. We have our president, Mr. Bradford, and we have Jim and others, and I've actually started working with Jim to help me with my social media skills for my business. So what made me love this group so much, and that last ingredient being the veteran, we put our lives on the line to defend everyone in the entire group. No matter what race, no matter what you believe in, and your beliefs may not be exactly what the veteran believes in, but we take an oath to defend the country against enemies, both foreign and domestic. And that's what attracted me to this group. The opportunity to get inside this melting pot, add my ingredients, but it doesn't, well, one thing I love about all three ingredients, neither one of the ingredients overpowers one another. That's what I really love about the group. And there's always time, and the pot is just big enough for all the ingredients to fit together. No one overpowers each other. And we won many, I don't even remember the last award that you had last year.
Smedley Award.
Yeah, but President Distinguished, so many things that I learned about professional speaking. So our melting pot, it's a wonderful pot. I love coming here. I try not to miss a meeting because I learned so much. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you hear how much I love to talk about speaking. I really do love it. And I love all the ingredients in the pot. And when I was done with the restaurant here, I was full. I was very, very full. And the meal was actually great. And the feeling that I had leaving that restaurant is what I have leaving this group every single Saturday. Mr. Toastmaster.